The Trump administration says it has the legal authority to target alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific. But lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are speaking out after a newly revealed second strike. The White House press secretary today acknowledged the military conducted a follow-up strike on a vessel in September. Her comments came after the Washington Post reported that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth issued an order to leave no survivors. Republican Congressman Mike Turner and Democratic Senator Tim Kaine both raised concerns while speaking with CBS's Nancy Cortez on Face the Nation yesterday.
Obviously, if that occurred, that would be very serious, and I agree that would be an illegal act.
If that reporting is true, it's a clear violation of the DOD's own laws of war, as well as international laws about the way you treat people who are in that circumstance. And so this rises to the level of a war crime.
Weiner joins us now. He's a senior lecturer at Stanford Law School and director of the Stanford program in International and Comparative Law. Thank you so much for being here. In general, are these attacks on alleged drug boats justified under U.S. and international law?
I think from an international law standpoint, the answer is pretty clearly no. There are such things as armed conflicts between states on the one hand and non-state armed groups on the other. But in the first place, you have to have an armed attack that has launched the war. And I think merely the smuggling of drugs, alleged smuggling of drugs that is causing harmful effects is not like what we experienced, say, on 9/11 when al-Qaeda carried out an attack against the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. And the conflict has to be between a state and an organized armed group. And I think it's really doubtful that these gangs that are smuggling drugs to the United States qualify as organized armed groups. And so I think since a state of armed conflict doesn't exist, you can't just kill people simply by declaring that a state of armed conflict exists. That's a real legal concept with real legal criteria, and I don't think they're met in this case.
Given your analysis on that first question, I'm guessing the answer to your second question, does a second strike cross the line?
Well, the question of the second strike, one strike, two strikes, I mean, if we accept the Trump administration's position that you're in a state of armed conflict, then it is permitted to kill fighters for the enemy armed group. But what's striking about the second strike, at least according to the press, is that these individuals were like clinging to the edge of the boat and they were no longer able to defend themselves. They were no longer able to fight. And it is clear that even if you are in a state of armed conflict, there's an obligation to basically protect, to take care of persons who are out of combat, who are no longer able to fight. And so even if we accept the Trump administration's position, which I think is doubtful that there's a legitimate state of armed conflict here, it's not permitted to kill participants who are no longer able to defend themselves, who are no longer engaged in combat. In fact, it's striking that the press is reporting that Secretary Hegseth said that we should kill everyone. You know, the United States is a party to a treaty, an old law of war treaty, that says specifically that it's forbidden to declare that no quarter shall be given, which is exactly what kill everyone is a declaration that no quarter shall be given.
All right, Weiner, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you.